We now turn to our Achievement Awards, the Clifford C. Furnas Memorial Award. The Furnas Award is presented to graduates from engineering, math, or science who have distinguished themselves in a field of science, thereby bringing honor to the university. Our recipient is John K. Schneider, President, Chief Technology Officer, and co-founder of Ultrascan Corporation in Amherst. Now, we're not sure if the CSI television franchise has called on John's expertise, but it may be just a matter of time before they do so. His firm has developed fingerprint identification using high-frequency ultrasound technology, which has revolutionized the ability to accurately and reliably make identifications. John has received more than 110 patents and has authored several papers and textbooks related to biometrics and fingerprint identification. Last year, his product became the first and only non-optical fingerprint sensor technology to receive FBI certification in the history of the agency. But crime solving is not the only industry where his technology is of use. John led a multidisciplinary team comprising experts from 8 countries to develop the world's first low-cost, high-performance ultrasonic camera that can also be used for medical imaging, non-destructive testing, and consumer touch navigation applications. And for general consumers worldwide, you may one day be using John Schneider's technology on your mobile handset, cell phone, laptop, notebook, or tablet computer. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce you to and ask you to congratulate John Schneider.
Okay, so let's the party begin now. We're going to have a little fun. So I'm not going to ask you to turn to the person on your left and offer them a kiss on the cheek. Last time I did that, I had a lawsuit. But before the night's out, I'd like you to take a peek to the person on your left and recognize what fate you nearly avoided or perhaps what opportunity you lost. So Mr. Friedman, Ms. Wells, Mr. Lafferty, Dr. Tripathi, I am truly honored. I am humbled. I am absolutely grateful to receive this award. I thank you profusely. Throughout my life, I've had the wonderful good fortune of standing on the shoulders of giants. Those giants have helped me get here today. Those giants are not only my peers in the profession, but most importantly, they're my family. They're my wife, Susan, my daughter, Allie, my son, Philip. From time to time, quite often, I get asked the question, what is it you do? Generally, that question comes from my wife, Sue, my daughter, Allie, and my son. I've answered it. I've answered the question, so I'll answer it one more time tonight if you would be so kind to bear with me and perhaps bear witness to my family. I've answered the question. Halt! Who goes there? I am confident 1,000 years ago, these words were spoken by the knight at the drawbridge of the castle as the knight from the neighboring castle rode on his trusty horse and approached. Halt, who goes there? And the response was, it is I, sir, trust me not. How do I know you are who you say you are? Because I have a secret message, a secret code from my king that only your king knows. I'm carrying a special minerals, special gold, frankincense, and myrrh that only my kingdom has that you will recognize I am a good person. I understand. Please proceed. Now let's fast forward 1,000 years. Tell me what has changed in our society. I walk in today's airport, and I am greeted by today's vernacular of halt, who goes there? Excuse me, identify yourself. My name is John Schneider. Prove it. How do we know who you are? I offer my form of identification, called a driver's license, a passport. What has changed in society over 1,000 years? We have identified ourselves using tokens to identify ourselves. I am John Schneider because I know a secret number, 1234. I'm John Schneider because I have a piece of plastic in my wallet that says I'm John Schneider. I would argue today the tokens of yesteryear were harder to forge than the tokens of today. There are over 1,000 sites on the internet that you can buy a fraudulent license and have it overnight, and they are good, they are high quality. Nothing has changed in the way we identify people for over 1,000 years. Biometric technologies is not to identify somebody by what you know, I know a password, by what you have, I have a secret decoder ring. Biometric technologies identify you by what you are. I can identify you by your face, you by your voice, you by your fingerprint. It started about 40 years ago with the FBI automating technology right here in Buffalo, New York with a company called Cornell Aeronautical Laboratories, later became known as Calspan. Today, we are seeing it become pervasive in the consumer society, on cell phones, on laptop computers. No longer will we identify ourselves with something we know. We will identify ourselves with a touch of a fingerprint. Don't be afraid. Embrace technology. Don't embrace it naively. Ask for the checks and balances. Make sure we understand how technology is being used for us, that it's being used in a positive way, but biometric technology is going to become a way of our lives in the future. We all know George Costanza and the Costanza wallet that's 6 inches thick. I have a piece of plastic in my wallet that says I have more money than that person has more money than me, and collectively we all have less money than someone else. And I have 42 pieces of plastic that supposedly say that. How archaic. In the future, we walk up, we touch our cell phone, we immediately get identified, and an electronic transaction says, take out $2 for this loaf of bread. Biometric technologies is going to be a way of our lives in the future. I have been a very small part of the industry over years. I did the original topic of research for my PhD many, many years ago, too long ago. It has been a privilege to work with the university and watch this technology grow, but I promise you, you will see it. You will see it on every type of consumer device, and you should take pride in the fact that many, many people at the University of Buffalo, as well as in Buffalo, New York, have contributed to helping change the way we work and the way we live. Thank you very much.